Get us back out of here. Hey folks, we're here again, here in Dutch Harbor. It's a kind of beautiful day. Weather's here hit and miss here. We have a saying, just wait 5 minutes, it'll change if you don't like it. But we're at Fort Schwatka. This is the World War II National Historic Area here in the Aleutian Islands. This was built in 1941, housed about 250 men. This was mostly military, Army. Coast Guard took over briefly, and by 1948 they closed it down and they just walked away. So let's see what we can find. You can see here, here's kind of a map of the layout. Here's a little brief thing about it. It's at 897 feet, almost 900 feet above sea level. It is the highest military post in the United States. The observation posts and command center were designed to withstand earthquakes and 100-mile-an-hour winds. Ooh-wee. This was the mess hall, the chow hall, where you got your food. The enlisted men got their food. You can see what's left of refrigerator coils and stuff. There's a sink over there. But yeah, there's a, I don't know what that is. Looks like a toilet, but I don't know. Here's what's left of, like, this would have went with the mess hall. This was where you got your hot water for heating and cooking and stuff. Here's one of the burners off of it. It was a heck of a burner back in the day. It could have cooked for 250 guys. This was the last standing wooden building of the fort. Would have housed some officers. But you can see there's Mount Ballyhoo. You can see the telephone poles or electric poles. Those were for power. They brought power from over on the other side where the city is, the town is, over to this fort. And right up in here, there would have been two 25,000-gallon water tanks. That's where they stored their water at for the fort use over here. But this is what's left of the last standing building. Not much. But what do you expect? He walked away in 1948 and there was no maintenance done. I think it made it till around the 90s or so. It's kind of hard to see because of the grass, but right here it's a flat spot, and over there, that's where Quonset huts would have been for the enlisted men. And recreation, one of them was for recreation. The general, this is one of their houses. The general rule of, not rule of thumb, but the general feeling about this place was enlisted men hated it. They absolutely hated it. It's boring. There's nothing to do. They would come over here, work out until they got leave and could go down to the town and go to the bar because they couldn't drink while they were up here. They were on duty 24 hours a day. If you look across the way there, you can see some of the stuff, the headquarters and whatnot. So pretty cool. I mean, they didn't have quite as nice of a view as the officers, but still pretty cool view. This is what's left, the foundations and the boiler of one of the enlisted men's bunkhouses. This was a 2-floor affair. It was pretty typical for the times. I believe that's the remnants of a bed. But you can look across the way and see the remnants of what's over there. We'll get to that soon enough. You got your boiler there. I'm not sure, there should have been, I guess there probably would have been toilets in here maybe for them at least. I don't know. I just don't know. Looks like right there would have been a toilet flange probably. One of the many questions I have, we know how they got water. I know where they came from. I can take a trip over there someday. And they had tanks up on top of the hill. But where did the waste go? I imagine the wastewater just got pumped out over the edge into the valley. I don't know. So here we have the hospital. This is where people would have came to be worked on for medical stuff. You can see they had a boiler. Maybe not really a boiler, I don't think, but a deal that burned gas, looks like propane. Probably heated water, circulated water, not really steam. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. radiator. 1941 was when that was put in. Long, long, long time ago. 80 odd years ago. This would have been the bathhouse for the enlisted men. Those poor guys. They had to walk a ways to get over here. I mean, there's still 15-minute walk to get over here. Maybe not 15, but a good 10. Especially when you get here in Dutch Harbor, where you can have winds 100 mile an hour and rain in more than half the time, 75% of the time. What a miserable slog. So looking down over here, you had the officers area. This is where they lived. They had their own little area. They had their own latrine, bathroom. They had their own clubs where there was actually alcohol, because the enlisted yahoos that lived over here, they didn't get no booze. No booze for you guys. But you were living life pretty well if you were here as an officer. I mean, you had a heck of a view there. And you turn right around from here, and immediately you kind of have, there was another, I don't know what this was exactly. Maybe that was the club. But over here you got more buildings. There was a cafeteria. They did have some kind of a recreational hall for the the enlisted men and the officers. They were separate, of course, but maybe all that's over there. We'll take a walk around. So this was ammunition storage. You come in through this little corridor. Got a big old steel door there. Man, that is a serious deal. Look at that. Jeez. Had a window, I guess, so you could talk to people. No. But you come on in. There's a big, cavernous concrete room. Pretty cool. Another munition storage here. We'll go look at that here in a sec. But I gotta say, I think this was just the door to the munition storage. Yeah, it had to be. Because if it ain't, I don't know if I'm the only one out here. It's like a kid, like, ooh, what's under there? But after looking at this compared to the other munition storage they had, and considering the fact that it's missing, pretty sure this is just the door. But that is like, Jesus, 1.5 inch steel plate. Serious door. We come over here, it's the same thing. It just don't have a culvert leading into it. I think they would have stored their bigger munitions in here. Back a truck right up in here. I'm not gonna go in. There ain't nothing to see. I mean, it's just a big cavernous building. So now we're on the opposite side of the spit from where everything is. I brought you over here because the other bunker we were looking at a while ago was over there somewhere. But supposedly right at the end of this tip, right in there somewhere, there's another bunker. I brought my binoculars. I see two, what looks like caverns over there. I'm not sure, but I got to figure out how to get to them. I want to go check this out. But, so that's Summer Bay over there. This here is the beginning of Captain's Bay. And during the war, they would have had torpedo netting in here. And they would have been raised up, and they would not have let you hit, you know, for torpedoes, obviously, or not torpedoes, submarine netting. Sorry, submarine netting. So let submarines up in here. But you can see today we got cruise ship in here at Dutch Harbor. So pretty wondrous views up here. Not a bad day at all. That was part 1 of Fort Schwatka. I'm going to end up having to do a 2-part video on this. It's going to be too much info and too much long. But thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Have fun out there. Stay out of trouble, and good luck. One of the most interesting things to me as a tradesman is this here pipe. That is a wooden water pipe. You can see how they cut the edges. They must have put it in a lathe of some kind to make it round. And then they wrapped it with wire and coated it with tar. That's about a 6-inch water pipe right there. And where they got their water from, there's a lake over here on top of a mountain. I'll have to go over there sometime to show you guys, but there's still the remnants and remains of like probably 12 and 16-inch wooden water pipes. that's just, as a tradesman, that's something that I've never seen before, and I just think it's amazing. 1941, they were trying to conserve metal. That's what they did.